Hey there, I'm Kate, your plastic-free mermaid, and today I'm going to talk to you about washing delicates and activewear so that you don't release microfibers into the ocean. Yeah, so what I'm talking about is, I generally try to wear clothing made out of natural materials and natural fibers because whenever we wash things in a washing machine, it gyrates the clothing so much that these little fibers are released. And if you wear natural materials like hemp or bamboo, then the fibers that are released are non-toxic. They don't threaten the environment. They're a nuisance. They're not, edible necessarily, but they aren't going to wreak havoc like synthetic fibers will. And for me, I avoid synthetic fibers except for I do have activewear that's made from recycled plastic. And so to preserve that activewear and prevent the washing of my activewear from releasing microfibers that will, out of the wastewater from the washing machine out to the wastewater treatment center that does not have sophisticated enough filters to filter out these microscopic fibers. To prevent that whole disaster, I wash my activewear by hand, as well as my delicates, my lingerie, or just like my undergarments, because sometimes they have stretch in them as well, which typically signifies a synthetic fiber that causes it to be able to stretch back. Traditionally, natural fibers can stretch out, but they can't always stretch back. So how do I do this? Well, I do a lot of hot yoga, so if I shower after yoga, I just wear my dripping, soaking wet activewear into the shower, take the soap, give myself a scrub, remove the clothing, rinse it out, and then it's good to go. If I'm like, there's not this like gyrating motion of releasing all these fibers, so I'm trying to minimize that, right? So this is a little trick idea. When I'm at home, washing my activewear, swimwear as well. I also wear recycled plastic swimwear. Haven't found natural materials for these items yet, so this is my next best. This is the best I can do for at the moment. So wash these by hand. I get a big bucket. I fill it with water. I soak everything first, and then I add soap. So I am fortunate to live in a place where I have access to bulk washing powder, so I use that. I wash it, do the gyration of washing to get everything clean, and then I dump that wastewater in the garden where it's going to be concentrated. It's like surrounded by cement, or it's going to absorb into the soil instead of being washed out down a gutter, down the drain to sea or to a waterway. So that's how I do it. When I'm traveling, or if I don't have access to washing powder, I just use soap. So I kind of have like all-purpose soaps, natural soap. This is made by my friend Caitlin. She has a brand called Wild Search, and this is kind of an all-purpose natural soap. It smells really good. So I trust this to clean the stuff that I put on my skin, my sensitive lady parts. It's the chemicals that are in traditional detergents can be pretty toxic to the skin. They don't, the manufacturers don't have to disclose the chemicals they use, the ingredients. It's like proprietary, which is sneaky because if we did know what was in a lot of these products, we probably wouldn't use them or want to put them on the clothing that we then put on our skin. So especially not on our undies, because we know where those are going. So I wash these things by hand. I'll soak them first, and then I'll take the soap and clean the crotch. Yeah, that's what I do. And then I rinse them, and then I dump that wastewater in the garden or wherever I am. Again, trying to kind of keep it in a spot where it'll absorb into the ground and not be flushed out. So that's the best I can do. That's what I can tell you. There are starting to be some great innovations around this to capture these microfibers before exiting out with the wastewater. So definitely keep an eye out for that sort of product, because that's going to be really helpful to just attach straight to your washing machine. So yeah, that's what I do. And then I just hang my undies around and let them dry randomly around the house. It's really fun for whoever I'm with. They can just see all my undies, hanging my undies out to dry. Hang out your laundry. Yeah, so that's what I do. Same with my activewear, just dry it around the house. It's nice to have like a little drying rack or drying line. Drying in the sun is the best. That's like a really, really good, especially for whites. It's like bleach, but it's also sanitizing the sunlight. So that's what I do. That's how I do laundry on the go to minimize releasing of microfibers to the ocean. Hope you learned something. Definitely subscribe if you're interested in this sort of content and follow my journey, Plastic Free Mermaid, iQuitPlastics.com. Have a beautiful day.